Alright, when you start Zbrush, the first thing you should see is the homepage window. It informs you the upcoming events, news or updates. This window again is called the homepage menu, and you can find it at the top left of Zbrush. This huge button right here. Alright, if you need to see that windows appear again, just click on the homepage button, and here's the homepage. Let's close it. And now once we close the homepage menu, we can see there is a huge open tab right here with bunch of projects that comes with Zbrush. This tab right here is called the Lightbox menu, and I call it the projects menu because it contains like generic projects from Zbrush, and in the future you can also save your own project, but I will dedicate another video about the Lightbox. We can close or open the Lightbox menu by clicking on the Lightbox button, which is found next to the home page, or press comma on your keyboard to open and close the Lightbox menu. First of all, I would like to mention that each button that you see on the interface, it's just some function from the palette menu, which is the section at the top of the interface. If you hover into a button while pressing Ctrl on your keyboard, you can find the location where this function is located in the menu. Even the tool tab on the side is just a menu that we drag to our interface. Inside a palette or menu, there will be some sub-menu which can be opened or closed by clicking on it. On each side of Zbrush, there is trays which you can drag menu on it. If you want to remove a palette or a menu, you can click on this kind of power icon and just drag on the canvas. Alright, when we start Zbrush fresh, we are currently in a 2.5D mode. So if you press anywhere on the canvas, you will have this matrix effect. Zbrush started as a 2.5D software, kind of like a painting software with depth, and it evolved into a 3D sculpting software. Zbrush is a difficult and confusing software to learn because they added functions on top of older functions without really changing the whole structure. But I promise you that with time and practice, this whole Zbrush thing will become second nature to you. It will make sense and it will just become a tool for your future creations. Okay, now let's clear the canvas by hitting Ctrl+N on your keyboard. The canvas is our working area. Let's select a tool by clicking on the S icon, and let's select the sphere 3D. To place the tool on the canvas, we have to left click on the canvas and hold left click while dragging your mouse or pen and release it. Now, let's stop right here for a moment. We have placed our tools on the canvas and we want to rotate around, zoom in, zoom out. But the thing is that we are still in the 2.5D mode. And if you click on the canvas once again, you will have, just like before, the matrix effect. And now you are confused. So let's try it one more time. Hit Ctrl+N on your keyboard, then click and drag to place the tool on your canvas. Now, before you do anything, in order to enter the 3D mode, we have to click on the Edit button first, or press T on your keyboard. The first few things you will notice is that we have a square guideline now, and a head icon on the top right corner, which simply indicate the orientation of the tool on the world axis, in other words, the canvas. Now, if you click on the empty space, you will be able to rotate the camera around the tool. So this is the thing to remember when you see your canvas having the matrix effect or snapshot effect. It usually means that you did not enter the edit mode or 3D mode. Sometimes you accidentally end up in a situation like that where you have activated the edit mode, but you still see some other matrix tools which it does happen from time to time. Don't worry, just hit Ctrl N to clear the other unwanted snapshot. Sometimes you also unintentionally switch from 3D to 2.5D mode, so just remember to re-enter into edit mode and clear the canvas. Right, I know it's a lot of steps, and to make this video simpler, we are going to use a pre-made project by opening our Lightbox menu by pressing comma on your keyboard. Then we can select the dog.zpr project. Click on No. The dog is already on edit mode, so you don't have to press T this time. To pivot around, we simply need to left click and hold while dragging around on the empty space of the canvas. If you have a pen tablet, and I recommend getting one, you can press and hold the top button on your pen, and you don't have to touch the screen to pivot around. This makes your life a lot easier because sometimes you will be doing some really close-up details work, and instead of having to find the empty space to pivot, you can simply navigate a lot easier with the pen. Of course, you don't need a pen display, just a simple pen tablet is fine. To be honest, I regret having an expensive pen display because it kind of hurt my neck and my vision. I'm starting to go blind. If you have the money, I will suggest instead getting a better tablet and maybe a huge screen to be comfortable, because 3D modeling is tedious work. A lot of the time you will be doing some repetitive stuff for hours. If you want to pan around the canvas, we have to press and hold Alt on your keyboard and click and drag around the canvas. Now to zoom in and out, we have to press Alt once again and left click and hold on the canvas, but this time we need to keep holding the left click and release the Alt key while maintaining the left click. To zoom out, you just drag and slide to the top, and to zoom in, just slide on the opposite side, which is downward. You can also do this by pressing the Ctrl key on your keyboard and right click while sliding top and down on your mouse or pen. Alright, sometimes you will find yourself out of sight on your model. To recenter your camera, you need to press F on your keyboard. Let's do it again. Now, if you notice, when you zoom in, it will kind of aim into a certain area of the model, even when you pivot around. This is because we have a function activated located on the Transform menu. It's called the Local Transformation function. You always want to be activated, and what does it do? It simply allows us to keep focus on a part where we last touch our model. For example, if we touch the butt right here and we zoom in, we kinda focus on this part. To have an orthographic view of our model, we can either click and rotate this little head icon on the canvas. The other way to do this is while pivoting around, just press and hold the shift key, and it will automatically snap into the nearest orthographic view. Below our model, we can see the floor, which is the grid or guideline. The floor can be activated by clicking on the floor button right here. Pay attention that there is some little button on the top, which is the X, Y, and Z. If you activated them, it will show the grid in other axes. The floor grid is useful in many ways, but I will dedicate another video about it in the future. We can modify the floor by navigating into the Draw menu. To scroll down on a menu, we have to click on the side in the empty space and just drag up or down to show other submenu. Now let's go on the modifier part, where we are able to change the opacity, for example, of the grid, or even like the color, and also other stuff. Another thing you will notice is the colored line on the middle of the grid. It is the world axis, X, Y, Z. Red for X, green for Y, and Z for blue. This axis is really useful. For example, sometimes you want to define the middle of the model, and just by activating the floor, you can have you can see the middle. You will also see that the grid and the model is distorted, and you see the line of the grid are not straight. It is because we are currently in the perspective view, and it is useful to turn this function off, which is this perspective button right here. On the top left hand side of the canvas, there is a white frame which shows us the silhouette of our model. You can resize it by just hover on it and click and drag to resize it. On the left part of ZBrush, there are our brush menu to access different brush. This brush menu is also the brush palette menu on the top, which is here. Below the brush menu, there are brush modifiers. Sometimes those functions can be grayed out. It's probably because you are still in the 2.5D mode. Below there is our material menu. There is a generic material from ZBrush, and you can also download various free matcap I have gathered in the description. Alright, so that's it for this video about the interface and navigation. In the next video I will go through the support section, where I will guide you through installing plugins, materials, and custom brushes I have gathered over the past year. If you find this video helpful and you would like to continue learning ZBrush, you can access my full course on Patreon that I am currently building. This video is made on August 2025. If you watch this video a few months or over a year later, then the course should be finished, and it's only going to cost around $19 monthly. It's going to be one of a solid course for beginners. Thank you for your support, and see you guys in the next video.